Hey, this is Captain Noob, and a quick shout out to Kyle. Sure, your D-Max is good, but it gets chopped by my Commodore every time, mate. Anyways, this is an instigating explosive Cryolator, a weapon that really shouldn't exist in Fallout 76. I don't know why they did this, because this thing was supposed to be a unique Vault-themed weapon back in Fallout 4, because the Cryo Vault obviously needs a cryo weapon to go with it. But, yeah, enough about that. So right now I've just got stock everything, and that is fine. This thing runs perfectly without it. In fact, it is better with the standard barrel anyway. I'll get to that in a second, but what we're seeing is 47 damage out of this. Now, interestingly, it doesn't seem to scale with Demolition's Expert. If I pop that on, see? Still at 47 damage, which is not that great, but this thing is actually a heavy weapon, so we've spec'd a little bit into heavy gunner pretty lightly, just getting the best percentage of damage increase to perks ratios there, because I'm really not spec'd into strength all that much with this particular character. I've got more points in agility and perception there that I could probably do with strength, but I'm not tweaking my entire build just to make a one-off video on this weapon that I'll probably never use again. Anyways, we'll take this to a workbench. So cryolators are a little bit few and far between. You'll find them on sometimes boss enemies, sometimes in chests, but yeah, you usually don't find them out a lot, so the ammo is quite rare also. So for the barrels, we'll go for a standard barrel, and getting that rate of fire at 91 is definitely a huge plus there. Normally the rate of fire is capped at 75, even the railway rifle shoots at 75, which means its crazy recoil makes it unusable. But that's a different video altogether. So yeah, having that extra rate of fire to help the explosive projectiles get out there and do damage is a good thing. You can have a recoil compensating stock, but it's not really going to do a lot. This thing doesn't really kick all that much, and standard sights are there. You can unlock glow sights, but this thing is actually kind of like an ice thrower or a snowball thrower if you have the crystallizing barrel on. So none of that is really going to be necessary to actually get good damage out of this. How do you get ammo, you might ask? Well, firstly, I've just chucked on the Super Duper perk and the Ammo Smith perk, and yeah, you can read that, you know what it means. And what you'll need to do is just find it under energy ammo, and it'll cost you some lead, some steel, and a little bit of crystal. You can find crystals at Berkeley Springs, actually. I'll show you off at that map. There's like a crystal spot which you can actually find there, right there. You can also get a handmade rifle somewhere around here as a world drop, which is pretty good. I've been trying to farm a powerful auto receiver for days, but no, it's not happening for me now, is it? Okay, so cryocell times 27 for not really all that much, so we'll definitely get as much as we can with that. Actually, let's not go all over the top. I'll just create a bunch of this and we'll be on our way. Yep, 833 seems fine. Let's test this thing out. Righto, so two things. I'm in need of some springs, and also I'm a little bit hungry. Bears drop food as well as springs, so we'll get started on shooting old mate bear over there. Now, we chew through our cryocells pretty quickly, but that's okay because it has a sort of a slowdown effect. Also, that's a fusion cell I'm putting into that. I don't know why this thing is loaded with cryocells when there's blatantly a fusion cell. Look at that yellowness there. That is not a cryocell. That is just another in the line of fuck-ups that is Fallout 76, but let's just ignore that. As you can tell, this thing does okay. Let's try this thing out in VATS a little bit. Let's just go for the torso. And it burns through your AP bar very quickly, so using this thing to crit spam, you better hold that space bar down, because you'll blink and you'll miss it. And look how slow he's moving. This is actually a really good weapon to keep hordes of angry creatures off you, but I think I've triggered the explosive glitch again. We've got a... Okay, there's also a... Hey, we could kill the tick. Oh wait, no, the tick's killed the bear for me. Okay, that's fine. But what I was going to do, instead of freezing him, I was going to cook him with a plasma grenade. So let's just... Hey, we killed that one. Okay, this weapon is very bizarre. But again, we've triggered the explosive glitch that seems to stop. Okay, I guess we'll keep going. Righto, so we're outside of Dolly Sod's campground, which is one of the settlements, and we're required to kill things to win over the settlement. So we'll start off with a critical and just see how we do. So just in a blink of an eye, we're already out of action points, but that's okay because we're still underweight with our weight capacity. Also, they die in slow motion when they're slowed down by the Cryolator effect. Interesting. Okay, so looks like we can take out glowing gulpers pretty easily. They've got some pretty nasty health regen, so yeah, they're not a joke. They're not exactly pushovers. It also helps we do slow them down because they don't run nearly as fast. That kind of means we can sort of scuttle away in sneak mode whilst they're dancing around in slow motion. And also time to nade you, I suppose. So you run away from that. You'd think being next to a plasma grenade would singe them back into moving at a normal speed, but that's not really the case now, is it? Still not exactly doing the damage, and I think I have triggered that explosive glitch because, yeah, I can't kill this one now, so unfortunately we're still a little bit cucked by that glitch, but you can kill yourself with it. See? You got no problems in killing yourself, it's just when killing other creatures, then you'll have the problem when you're doing that. And in what little gameplay you've already seen of this, and a little bit that you didn't, this thing is basically already fucked, so we'll just have to repair that with some of my hard-earned supplies there. Now she's at double capacity, which is nice. I'm going to try putting on the crystallizing barrel. Sure, I won't get as much damage out of the high rate of fire projectiles, but maybe that'll cause less explosions to happen and more damage per explosion, which means less of the explosive glitch happening. I don't know, I really don't get how this thing doesn't scale with Demolition's Expert either. I think I'm seeing a... Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Goodbye mutation that I had. Never mind. Damn it, I actually like that mutation. But I actually think that this thing is, or energy weapons that are also heavy, like the Gatling laser, aren't affected by the Demolition's Expert perk at all. So yeah, we've actually lost a little bit of damage there. Hopefully that won't make too much of a difference. Righto, with our new barrel attached, let's take on some muties and see how we go. They're all highlighted in red for some reason. The extra range is helping, I suppose, although Super Mutant Masters are significantly less tanky than all of your basic bears out there. Let me just switch viewpoints here so I can actually aim properly, because these iron sights are not really built for any projectile firing, so we'll just go like this. A little bit of recoil. Maybe if I did chuck on the recoil compensating stock, I can use this thing in automatic fire a little bit better at range, but burst firing seems to help that, and a little bit of recoil control here and there goes a long way too. So obviously, for stopping anything that's going to run up and hit you or bite you or claw you, using the Cryolator will stop them in their tracks and make them a very easy target to hit, while you can sit back here and remain sneaky whilst using a super loud weapon. I'll take those screws, thank you. I'm just going to leave the looting to off camera because that is not really what I want to do, although that's a cool, that's a map. I like seeing maps. Where is that at, by the way? I don't know, I think I'm just going to look up a guide to wherever the treasures are, because I've got a few maps at this point. I can't be asked really finding them myself, to be honest. I don't think the loot in them is justifiable enough to want to actually get on your own to feel that extra reward. Anyways, so we're doing okay on these super mutants. We're definitely doing better than we were against the Gulper and the Yaoguai earlier, but again, those things are a lot more tanky than your basic super mutants, and I think we might have fucked that glitch again. Nope, these super mutants are behaving, which is nice. That one's almost dead already, so we'll quickly run up and finish him off. Keep our distance though, because as you can see earlier, yeah, we did kill ourselves pretty damn easily with this, even with all that extra lag. Ah, you've got a minigun. So the super mutants here, where we are is somewhere in the mire. You know, it's right near the chemical plant. Yeah, the super mutants here, they can have a minigun on them, which means they'll drop like 101. Yep, it's usually 101 every time, 5mm rounds, which is good for your Gatling guns, because those things are very, very ammo efficient when compared to the more modernized miniguns. And also that trailer key is for in here, which you can usually find yourself a free fusion core, although it's rarely full charge. So, yeah, against the muties with the crystallizing barrel, it seems to go alright, I suppose. I don't know, it's not really tickling my pickle, this weapon. Maybe it's just heavy energy weapons, they just suck in this game, I guess. Still, any weapon worth its salt in Fallout 76 should be easily able to kill a Scorch Beast. So here we are at the fissure site on the northernmost bit of the map. This is actually one of the more easy places to fight a Scorch Beast. Looks like we've drawn a level 65 one. We'll pop some Psycho buff for some extra damage, and we'll see how we go, eh? Let me tell you, it's a lot easier to get those crits timed properly when you can actually, you know, count the individual shots, although we're doing okay, I suppose. See, it's hard to be impressed by a legendary weapon that performs not as well as against a Scorch Beast than you could with just a basic handmade rifle, so yeah, it doesn't really speak a lot to the credit of the Cryolators. I think they're a little bit lame, to be honest. As he's flying through and dropping his stinky goo on us, I think it's acid, I suppose. We'll go ahead and pop a cheeky couple of crits on him. Get a little bit of hip fire in, because there's really no way that I'm gonna use this thing whilst aiming down sights. And I don't know what's gonna break first, this weapon or his health bar. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. We are getting sneak attack criticals, but he seems to be healing off them, like as soon as we actually pop them, so I don't know. I guess heavy weapons that are also energy are cursed in this game. Explains why I get the drops like this, because, man, this game hates me. And don't worry, the hate's mutual, bloody hell. I think this Scorch Beast is actually bored of me at this point. He doesn't seem to give a shit. Fortunately for me, wow, I've actually slowed him down. He's breaking the laws of physics right now. That's fine, it's a Bethesda game. We've come to expect that. This is not really a bug as it is a feature, to be honest. Amazingly, we're still hidden. What's the time, by the way? I imagine it's after 6. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of nighttime stealth, even though there is daylight still out. And whilst he is flowing around and flying much slower, although he still staggers. Oh, he's landing. Perfect. Good Scorch Beast behavior for once. He didn't actually stay in the air and just scream at us all the time. And we killed 5 Scorched. Well, I guess that means if you've got an anti-Scorch weapon, it'll work better on the Scorch Beasts then, now won't it? I'll eat your heart out, man, with a Cryolator. How's this thing doing in condition, by the way? It's onto its second health bar, I suppose. Okay, I thought it'd actually break before I managed to kill this thing, but I think you get the point of this thing. Alduin's baddie son is highly resistant to this thing, although it was nice that we got that little bit of the cryo effect and he was slow-mo flying through the air, made him heaps easier to hit. And, you know, nothing can be 100% bad, but for me, this weapon is more bad than good. Despite looking cool, I think it overstayed its welcome in Fallout 76. It should be a Fallout 4 weapon only. It's a unique gun in that game, for fuck's sake. You don't have to flip every single asset that you have in Fallout 4 in Fallout 76 Bethesda. Also, look at this tacky-ass swimsuit. I love it. Okay, that is about enough from me. I think I'm done complaining for the day. Thank you for watching, guys. Also, if you'd like to purchase this thing, bidding starts at 5 caps.